A baby monitor in Phoenix captured something at 3:47 p.m. that would force pediatric neurologists to rewrite their understanding of recovery. 6-month-old Lily Harris hadn't moved her legs in 94 days. Her spinal cord was damaged. The prognosis was grim. Then their German shepherd started doing something the family's security camera recorded in perfect detail. Something that shouldn't have worked, but did. What Duke did over the next 6 weeks would be studied by medical researchers at 3 different universities. March 15, 2024, Phoenix Children's Hospital. Dr. Sarah Morrison pulled up the MRI results on her screen and took a breath before facing Jennifer and Robert Harris across the consultation table. The viral meningitis caused inflammation here, she pointed to the scan, along Lily's lumbar spine. Her brain is sending signals, but they're not reaching her legs. Jennifer's voice cracked. Will she walk? Some children recover in months. Others, Dr. Morrison paused. We'll start aggressive physical therapy. Twice a week here, daily exercises at home. For 94 days, nothing changed. Not a toe twitch, not a muscle flicker. Their 3-year-old German shepherd Duke had always been protective of Lily. But after the paralysis, his behavior shifted. He would sit and stare at her motionless legs, then look up at Jennifer with an expression that seemed almost frustrated.
Jennifer placed Lily on the blue therapy mat, surrounding her with toys. Duke immediately positioned himself at her feet, not beside her like usual, but directly in front of her legs. "Watch her for me, boy," Jennifer said, then headed to the kitchen. She'd installed the baby monitor 3 weeks earlier to track any progress during solo play sessions. She pulled out her phone, checked the camera angle on the app, then started preparing Lily's afternoon bottle. What Duke did next had never been documented in veterinary or medical literature. Jennifer was slicing strawberries when she heard an unusual sound, a soft whimper from Lily. Not distress, something else. She glanced at the monitor app. Duke was doing something strange. He'd taken Lily's left foot gently in his mouth, not biting, just holding it between his teeth with precise pressure. Hold for 3 seconds, release. Hold, release. Jennifer lowered her knife, watching. Duke switched to the right foot. Same pattern, same rhythm. Back to the left. Lily's eyes stayed locked on Duke's face, completely calm, almost focused. Then, at timestamp 3:47 p.m., it happened. Lily's right toe curled inside her pink sock. Jennifer's phone slipped from her hand and clattered onto the counter. She grabbed it, rewound the footage, watched again. The toe definitely moved. Duke saw it too. His ears shot up, tail wagging. He made a soft, excited sound and immediately resumed the gentle pressure on her foot. This time, Lily's entire foot flexed. "Robert!" Jennifer screamed, running toward the living room. "Robert, get in here!"
But when Jennifer reached the living room, Duke had stopped. Was it real? 2 days later, Dr. Morrison's office. "I understand you're looking for hope," Dr. Morrison said gently, reviewing the phone footage Jennifer had emailed. "But sometimes we see what we want to see." "Watch it again," Jennifer insisted, frame by frame. Her toe moves, then her whole foot. Dr. Morrison replayed the clip, zooming in. Her expression shifted. She replayed it twice more, then leaned back in her chair. "The movement is there," she admitted, "but I can't tell if it's voluntary or just reflex response to external pressure." "What about what Duke is doing?" Robert asked. "That's not normal dog behavior." Dr. Morrison pulled up a research paper on her second monitor. "There's a manual therapy technique called proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Therapists use rhythmic resistance and pressure to stimulate neural pathways." She paused. "What your dog is doing looks similar, very similar." Jennifer felt her throat tighten. "Can we test it, here with you watching?" Dr. Morrison hesitated, then nodded.
Bring both of them tomorrow."
Dr. Morrison set up 3 cameras at different angles around the padded examination table. Jennifer placed Lily down. Robert brought Duke in on his leash. The German Shepherd walked directly to Lily, sniffed her legs once, then began. Left foot, hold, release, hold, release. Right foot, same pattern. Within 4 minutes, Lily's toes were twitching. Dr. Morrison's pen froze mid-note. That's a voluntary motor response. By minute 7, Lily could flex both ankles. The real question wasn't whether it worked, it was how Duke knew to do it. Over the next 6 weeks, Duke's afternoon sessions became sacred routine. 3:45 p.m. every day. Jennifer would set up the camera, place Lily on the mat, and Duke would begin his work. Week 1, consistent toe and ankle movement. Week 2, Lily could bend her knees slightly. Week 4, she could pull her legs toward her chest during diaper changes. Dr. Morrison brought in 2 colleagues, a veterinary behaviorist and a pediatric physical therapist. They watched Duke's technique through one-way glass. "He's targeting specific pressure points," the physical therapist murmured. "Look, he's working the tibialis anterior, then the gastrocnemius. That's the exact sequence we use to rebuild walking patterns." "How does a dog know that?" the behaviorist asked. No one had an answer. Sunday morning, week 6, Robert was scrambling eggs when he heard Jennifer gasp from the living room. He ran in, spatula still in hand. Lily was on her back on the playmat, both legs pumping in the air, actual coordinated kicking motions. Duke sat beside her, tail wagging, his expression almost smug. Jennifer dropped to her knees, hands covering her mouth, tears streaming. Robert pulled out his phone with shaking hands and hit record. "Come on, baby girl," Jennifer whispered. "Show Mommy again." Lily kicked harder, her little feet cycling through the air like she was riding an invisible bicycle. Duke leaned over and licked her face. Lily giggled, a sound they'd missed hearing during the long, quiet months. The moment every parent dreams of, but feared they'd never see. 3 months later, Dr. Morrison stood with Jennifer and Robert in the therapy gym at Phoenix Children's Hospital, watching through the observation window. Inside, Lily gripped a small walker, taking slow but steady steps across the padded floor. Duke walked beside her, matching her pace exactly, his body positioned to catch her if she stumbled. Her latest MRI shows significant improvement in spinal nerve conductivity, Dr. Morrison said. The consistent stimulation Duke provided essentially retrained her neural pathways. Combined with traditional therapy and her natural healing, it created conditions we couldn't replicate clinically. "How did he know?" Jennifer asked. Dr. Morrison shook her head. "We can document what happened. The why? That's beyond current neuroscience." She paused. "I'm presenting this case at the American Academy of Pediatrics conference next month, with your permission." Robert nodded. "If it helps one other family, share everything." Harris home, 6 months later. The baby monitor showed Lily, now 14 months old, pulling herself up on the coffee table, taking wobbly, independent steps. Duke stayed close, but no longer supported her. His job was done. The camera Jennifer installed to track a medical tragedy had instead recorded a mystery that science still couldn't fully explain. Duke never performed his therapy routine again after Lily started walking. He simply went back to being her best friend and protector. Dr. Morrison's research paper, titled Canine-Assisted Proprioceptive Therapy in Pediatric Spinal Injury Recovery, was published in the Journal of Pediatric Rehabilitation. It included extensive analysis of the camera footage, but concluded with a simple statement: the mechanism by which the subject animal identified and executed therapeutic intervention remains unexplained. Some mysteries don't need answers.
Sometimes a loyal dog, a determined baby, and 94 days of patient hope create something medical journals can document but never fully understand. If an animal in your life ever knew something about you before you did, a health issue, a pregnancy, an emotional moment, drop a paw in the comments below. Their stories deserve to be told. And if you're facing what doctors call impossible right now, remember, sometimes the most powerful medicine comes with 4 paws and a faithful heart.